XRP Whales loading up, Trump case dismissed, and we're going to be taking a look at the banks in big trouble, folks. In this morning's update, I want to get a vibe check with you on these markets. The Trump pump, or is this just a little Trump bump? And we still need to watch out. We're going to get into that, go through our current events, little update on the legal battlefield. And then I want to talk, we got banks in trouble and we got XRP Whales loading up, taking advantage of the little opportunity that we got here recently, with XRP dipping below 40 cents very briefly, pumping 50% since then up to 57, almost pushing towards 60 cents. It's cooled off for now, but the rest of the markets are picking up. Gold back above 2,400, holding and still pumping. Once again, I'm going to pull up my charts right here for you. Let's take a look at it. Bitcoin back up to 63,273. Back above 63,000 for Bitcoin. Massive green candle coming in here on the daily. We are looking at these daily charts right now. For XRP, big move. Big move. All the way up here to 56. Depending on your exchange, you might get a different price, right? At 55, 56, 57. Pushing back up and holding an important level right here at that 52, 53 cent range. So as long as we got that, that's good support. For XLM, it did a move, not as big as XRP, but about 40% from the lows, swing high, nice little 40% pump. Love to see it, chilling out at 10 cents. And that's been a support level going back on XLM for a while now. Let's take a look at our gold. It's doing mighty fine this morning. After pumping up really, 23% to start the year. We did correct back down in June last month, but here we are. It's just been a steady climb ever since. Back up this morning, once again, still on the daily chart. This green candle right here, we closed out the week holding 2,400, and then we are pumping here to start the Monday morning. Silver was back above 31, up to 31.75 last week. Cooling off here to finish off, and then today as we open up the markets, it pushes back above $31 per ounce. By the way, guys, you already know the deal. All of my community resources available for you guys when it comes to precious metals, cryptocurrency exchanges, wallets, or if you want to get tapped in with our Patreon Discord community, that's a private community. It's all at zachrector.com, and I really do appreciate your support. We got a big day coming up here on July 17th, when we're having a national buy silver day. I forget what they're calling it, but anyways, they're basically trying to convince everybody to buy just 1 ounce of silver. And I'm not here to tell you what to do or convince you to do anything. I just want to make resources available for you. So it's all at zachrector.com, and I really do appreciate it. Now let's get into it. So this morning, Judge Cannon dismisses Trump's classified documents case, says Jack Smith appointment is unconstitutional. And so it has been granted, this motion to dismiss. The superseding indictment is dismissed because Special Counsel Smith's appointment violates the Appointments Clause of the United States Constitution. Now, this is interesting, right? A big event for Trump. I'm not really going to get into it on this video, but big event for Trump. Thank God. It could have been a lot worse. But we see Monday morning, we open up with a legal battlefield victory for Trump. But this case actually goes much deeper, and we've been talking about the Department of Justice, the SEC, these other three-letter agencies, how we need to have some accountability. And I'm being very, very nice. After the events of this week, I'm being very, very nice. We need to look. We need to just look, and we need to have accountability, because I think there's a there. General Michael Flynn chimes in on this case. Given the recent decision by Judge Cannon regarding prosecutor Jack Smith's classified documents case, the following can now be stated. And this is important because it goes all the way back. Remember, our battle is not just about XRP. The reason why we have the red folder, I joke about the XRP case, but it's much bigger than just XRP. The SEC launching their operations against everybody in the cryptocurrency space, but they're not the only three-letter agency part of this bigger bureaucracy beast. Now, we have, in this case, the following can now be stated, according to General Michael Flynn. A filed whistleblower complaint has Smith and other members close to him inside the Department of Justice under serious investigation by the Department of Justice Office of Inspector General. Yes, there are some good guys, but we'll see. And that's the thing. There are some good people working at these agencies and within our government. Absolutely. But there's always a few bad apples that we need to hold accountable. We have deposed witnesses, part of this WB complaint, have been offered massive bribes to back off their statements by apparently Americans to be named later. The bribes are north of 25 million. You read that right. And I am told that Judge Cannon had either requested or received a copy of this whistleblower complaint. I have zero idea if she's actually received it or read it, but this is some of the information I've been made aware of. This has been an ongoing investigation for well over a year now, led by very credible investigators, and the public whistleblower complaint was posted back in December. Whistleblowers finally coming forward. We need more whistleblowers. This has been pressed very hard thanks to Patrick Byrne. Without his patience and support, the investigation and the legal and very public filing would not have occurred. We need more patriots like Patrick standing up and fighting on the legal battlefield and using our power with decentralized media to bring decentralized justice. Be prepared for more of this on a very serious case which stands in history to be one of the most egregious abuses of authority within the Department of Justice. If the truth plays out here, the second and third order effects could very well prove to be stunning to America's national security. The media hasn't covered one iota of this, no surprise here. And that's why I'm covering it here this morning. For America to move forward, the rot must be removed and the corruption must be publicly called out and eliminated. That's the statement from General Michael Flynn. I'm just reporting the news, and I am standing behind the calls for accountability, the calls for, hey, there's definitely an inspection, the OIG looking into this. That is definitely warranted, and we need to really get into this and probably speed up the process, because if we don't, what's going to happen to this country? So let's keep up the fight, and a huge shout out to everybody in the chat here who is with me in this fight. We know what they're willing to do. Now, economic data coming out this week. Let's take a look at it. This is from Market Watch. We get the Empire State Manufacturing Survey came in already today. Actual at -6.6. So that's another negative reading on the Empire State Manufacturing. Fed Chair Powell going to be speaking today, along with Fed President Mary Daly. So we're going to be watching the Fed speakers, see what they have to say. And then we get home builder confidence coming out on Tuesday. Good retail numbers on Tuesday as well. Additional real estate data points, housing starts and building permits coming out on Wednesday. And then we're going to see the initial jobless claims from last week. We'll see what the actual numbers were. Okay. We'll see what they come out at. We get the Fed manufacturing survey on Thursday as well. And just a lot of Fed presidents and speakers and governors all speaking this week. So a lot of Fed talk this week. We'll see what they have to say for us. And then the big one this following week at the end of July, we get the first reading on Q2 GDP. And that's going to be the big one that I'm going to be interested to see, because what the Fed's looking at right now, right, is the unemployment rate has hit 4.1%. The real jobs numbers are not good. We've lost more full-time jobs than we've added, and we are mostly adding part-time jobs, and a large percentage of them are government jobs, and we all can see it. We all can feel it, and it's just offensive, right, that they try to act like this economy is strong. This economy, we're all hanging on for survival. We have a record all-time high, basically since the great financial crisis, amount of people with 2 and 3 jobs, and we're not working a second and third job because it's fun. I mean, I love what I do, and so I have 2 different businesses that I work every day, and I'm thankful. I thank God that I enjoy my work. But I'd like to be able to relax a little bit more. But hey, duty calls, and if you can't tell by now, we're in the middle of a war. So I'm not going to actually be resting, right? I say that I would enjoy some relaxation. It's really not. I mean, the only other thing that I need to spend time on is with my family. Other than that, we are in this fight and we're not going anywhere. And they've been lying about this economic data. You guys know that. This is why it's so important that we stay tapped in. We continue to expand our income, figure out ways to bring it in, side hustle, small business, scale up existing business, figure out how to get a raise at our job. We got to have a program that's bringing it in. Otherwise, we won't survive. And furthermore, we won't have enough to invest in during the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. And this is what we're watching right now. Despite the Trump bump, despite the Trump pump that's taking place this morning in the markets, we have to understand what has happened historically after the Fed does start to cut rates. This is from bar chart. On average, the S&P 500 has fallen 23.5% over a period of 195 days from the first Fed cut to the market low. Keep this in mind if the Fed begins to cut rates in September. Now, I believe I saw it was Goldman Sachs or maybe it was JP Morgan, one of them, was talking about how they believe that there's reason to cut in July. They're not really expecting them to, but basically everybody is now under the consensus that we get a September rate cut, and you still have people that are calling for a cut coming up here at the end of July. So we'll be watching this. We'll be watching this very closely, but I wanted to talk more about these banks, guys. These banks are in a serious, serious problem. Take a look at this article right here from Daily Hodl. JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo suffer $3.5 billion in losses as U.S. banks report major surge in bad debt. This time is different from the Great Financial Crisis. It's not just real estate and exposure to toxic real estate and the derivatives backing that. It's the derivatives backing all of this debt. It's a mountain of debt, and it includes all the way from credit card, auto, personal loans, business loans, real estate, commercials already folded and imploding. It's just being sacrificed right now. And when we look at these balance sheets, right, we've talked about just on their treasury bonds, these banks are holding over $500 billion of losses on their treasuries. And this doesn't include this type of bad debt. And if this is what JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo are admitting, right, a little $3.5 billion, there's more there, right? You know that that's just the tip of the iceberg. And if it's these guys, you know it's others. And the problem is that the small and the regional banks that aren't the JP Morgans and the Wells Fargo of the world, do they have the full Fed backstop, the full FDIC Secretary Treasury Janet Yellen backstop? They don't. And this is why we say the banking crisis isn't over and the ripple effects will be felt. You're seeing even the biggest banks in the world getting squeezed when they've had a record amount of deposits and inflow. Remember, after the banking crisis last year, people left the small regional banks, and if they could, they piled into JP Morgan, and they saw trillions of deposits come into their bank after it was shown that, you know, hey, we're going to backstop the big guys, and the little guys, good luck, God bless, see you later. Let's talk, though, real quick about XRP to finish off this session, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by here today. Crypto BitLord went bullish on XRP, activated once again. This is a character in the broader crypto space, an influencer out there who left XRP. He did a big space this weekend, and he really got everybody riled up, and everybody's like, okay, he has a big announcement to make. The announcement was really that he just turned bullish again. He really didn't have any additional info. It was just like he had been activated again and, you know, was pumping it up again and trying to get attention. Very typical of this space, right? But he made a funny point right here that I wanted to show you guys. And this is so spot on. And this is what people don't understand. And it does turn off some people how invested we are in XRP. I covered it yesterday, the Trump and XRP profit, right? And by the way, that profit, he also is predicting a $10,000. He's not predicting it. The Lord showed him a $10,000 XRP. And he's not the only one that I've heard that from. Like I said, they already call us crazy, so we have nothing to lose at this point. You can call us crazy, but you can't call us unsuccessful. You can't say that we're going to surrender. You can't say that we're going to give up on this fight. You definitely can't say that. But you can call us crazy all you want. And this is what BitLord says. He says the crypto boys still don't get it. The XRP army is full of hardcore lunatics ready to ride or die for their bags. These guys don't sell. They buy more on dips and add for years. These people are psychos, dedicated to owning more XRP. Do you understand? Is what I'm saying, guys, is we're about to be fully activated with XRP going viral, and everybody's going to try to hop on the XRP bandwagon. One thing that I will warn our community about is remember that there are people that are opportunistic, and they're going to try to take advantage of the XRP community. They know we have money and wealth, and we're business owners, and we're builders, and we're actually got something cooking for ourselves outside of XRP, despite them thinking that we're just crazy XRP wackos that our whole life is XRP. No, we actually have families and businesses and other investments, and we make money outside of XRP, and we bring it home for our families. And this is why they want to attack us, because we actually got some money. We're not just like the kids playing around with the memes, gambling their allowance money. Now, Speaking of whales picking up and speaking of folks taking advantage of an opportunity, I want to show you this article here from the Crypto Basic talking about whales scooping up 550 million XRP. And it's talking about how the retail smaller bags have been selling off, but we look at these bigger addresses. 100 to 500 million XRP. The wallets that contain that much XRP have been on a massive accumulation spree despite the market challenges. At the time of the May 16th disclosure, these addresses held 11.376 billion XRP. However, the latest data reveals these addresses now boast a balance of 11.579 billion tokens. This figure reveals that the wallets procured about 203 million XRP in 6 weeks. In addition, wallets holding between 1 million and 20 million XRP have accumulated 347 million XRP over the last 6 weeks. Cumulatively, investors holding 10 million to 20 and the ones with 100 to 500 million have amassed 550 million XRP since May 16th. So basically, 10 million, right? And 10 to 20 and then 100 to 500 have scooped up 500 million XRP. I mean, guys, this is 0.5% of the supply has been scooped up by whales in the last 6 weeks. This is how quickly this market moves, right? This is how those with conviction take advantage of these opportunities, and the retail traders and speculators and gamblers that don't actually do the work to understand the fundamentals in their investment, they're just fly by night. You know, they're like the fly by night XRP influencers. They want to come in and act like they're the supreme leaders when XRP's hot, when they can get attention, and then when XRP's in a lull, not doing much, they leave, they abandon, and they have something else to shill you. And then when it's popular again, which is becoming right now, everybody and their brothers coming out of the woodworks to shill XRP. And they're doing so because then they got the back end offer. And as somebody who understands, a little bit of how this marketing works, you can see right through it. And I just want you guys to be made aware. Those with conviction loading up on the assets, those who are the fly-by-night or the swing in the wind type of folks, they're going to come, they're going to go, and they're not going to build real wealth because they don't have a real strategy. They don't have a real program, and they don't understand how to put in work to understand fundamentals. When we go to acquire the asset, I'm looking at fundamentals and technical analysis so that I know the fundamentals are there. The only reason I look at technicals is to see when a buying opportunity might arrive. And then when it's time to sell the asset, we're watching technicals and market psychology. This is why I think that this bull run going to be massive, 5, 10, 15 bucks, sure. But watch out, because a lot of people are going to offload, run for the, take their money and run. And then on the other end of this deal, you got the prophets that are saying that they're seeing, it's being revealed to them, $10,000 XRP. To respond to that, I will say I'm not willing to put a cap on XRP's price, because I'm not willing to, put a down limit on how much the dollar can be devalued over the next 5, 10, 20 years. So that's an inverse relationship that, is not going to allow me to put any sort of cap on how high XRP can go. But I'll tell you what, I'm here for the ride. And if you guys enjoy my content, if you enjoy what we're doing over here to get this message out, please help me out by liking this video, sharing it out far and wide. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe notification bell. We got more content to follow, and I will update you guys further as we go. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you all. ZachRector.com. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.